Hey guys, this is Tina from Quantum Healing with Tina. I'm a BQH practitioner, spirit releasement therapist, and intuitive empath. And today I'm going to share with you a clip from a session I had a few weeks ago with a beautiful woman. And she experienced a few different lives. The first life she experienced, it was just one scene, and she was a girl wearing a pretty sundress, and she was standing in front of a barn, and it was a beautiful day, and she could see people having like a picnic in the background, like a barbecue or some kind of gathering. And we moved on from that scene to another scene. And in this scene, she couldn't see anything. And in the first scene, she had seen many, many details. She really sunk into that scene, and she could tell me she even saw like the little eyelets on her sundress. And so when we got to the second scene and she couldn't see anything, I knew something weird was going on. And then what happened was she backed out of the body, and she could see herself lying on a blanket in the middle of a field. But when she would get into the body, she couldn't see anything again. So at this point, I realized that she was probably blind. And that's why she couldn't see when she got into the body. The interesting thing about that is, in our pre-talk, we discussed the fact that she's very meticulous about where her things have to be. Everything has a very specific place, even in the refrigerator. And if it's not in that place, if somebody moves it, she gets very upset. So she kind of jokingly said, I wonder if I was blind in a past life. She's like, I swear to my kids I had to be blind because like the way I need things to be is like perfectly in the place they're supposed to be. So that's why I kind of already had a clue going into that scene that she was probably blind. But it was interesting how it unfolded in that way. And she was just a girl lying in the field waiting for her grandmother, who was bringing her a drink. And so then we kind of moved on a little bit, and she talked about how her grandmother was teaching her how to paint. And even though she couldn't see, her grandmother was really patient and loving with her, and they had a beautiful relationship. And she knew like where all the colors were on the color palette, just by counting and by placement. So a really beautiful scene with her grandmother. And after that, we moved on to another life. We kind of leapfrogged around a little bit. And in this life, she was a man named Tony. And in this life, it was so interesting to me because I've never seen anyone get details like this in a session. I mean, she knew specific dates, time. She knew the exact name of everyone in her family, everyone that showed up in her scenes. And we kind of hung out in that life for a while, going scene to scene to scene. But nothing really important was happening. It was just a really beautiful life. This man, Tony, was a really kind man. He loved his family. He loved his children. He loved his parents. And he tried to help all the people around him. And yeah, so we went to his last day. He died in his 90s, and he took his last breath. And this is where it gets interesting. So the spirit's leaving the body, and I'll let you watch it, but this is the part after the spirit leaves the body and what happens to us when we die. Well, at least this woman with her set of beliefs, because I believe each of us has a set of beliefs about what's going to happen to us. So you have to keep that in mind when you watch these scenes, because depending on our level of consciousness, our set of beliefs, I think something different happens for each one of us as we leave the body. So this is her story. This is Tony's story about what happened to him after he left the body and he went to this holy city. And you'll see how that all unfolds. And we meet a really sassy spirit guide named Grace, who was a little bit annoyed with us and all of my question asking. But she did answer our questions, and she was kind. And yeah, it was just really interesting, like how it all played out. She talks about soul colors. which if you know anything about this work, Michael Newton has written a few books about the soul colors called Journey of the Souls, and I forget the other one. But it's about soul colors and advancement. And she was talking about the soul colors, and I thought, wow, this is really interesting because it like validates his work. But she talked about it in a different way, and you could tell she was pulling the information from this guide because she kept saying, well, she said, well, she said, well, she said. And you know your client's giving pure information when they have no idea what the spirit guide is talking about. Like there were some things in the other clip I posted about the disclosure and the event. There were some things in that clip that she had no idea what the spirit guide was saying and couldn't even relay it back to me. So I knew the information she was getting was really pure. I also thought it was interesting that we were blocked from Tony's life review. I've never seen that before. I don't know if any of you have. Comment down below and let me know. But Grace, the spirit guide, kept saying that it was private. So yeah, this was a really interesting clip. We went on from this. This was a long session. We went on from this after this to explore like her Jennifer's life and why she chose those specific challenges and situations and people, her family, parents, kids, and how the different level of souls, colors, get to choose different things or more things. Like the more advanced you are as a soul, and the higher your color, the more you get to choose for your life. So I thought it was really interesting. I hope you enjoy this. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, guys, see you next time. Sending you lots of love. Mwah. Bye.
And tell me what happens to your spirit as you leave that body. What happens next?
I look like a little glow of light.
So you can see yourself?
Yeah, I look like a little glow of light, like the fairies in the movie.
Beautiful. Can you see your family? What's happening with them?
They're sad, but they're happy for me.
They're happy for you.
But they're sad at the same time.
Yeah. So what happens next after you leave that body and you look like this little glow of light like a fairy? What happens next?
I don't know. I'm just buzzing around.
Where are you buzzing around?
It's like I'm traveling through space, but I'm just buzzing around.
So you feel like you're traveling through space? What do you see around you?
Stars.
What else?
I'm being sucked like a vacuum. And it's taking me somewhere.
Do you feel like you're in a tunnel? No?
I don't think it's a tunnel. It's just something sucking me. Other ones are floating around me now.
You have other ones.
There's other spirit lives floating around me now.
Other spirit lives.
Like, you look like little balls of white light.
Little balls of white light? How many do you see?
They're all people.
How many? Many?
It was like 8 or 10 or something.
Okay. Who are these people? Are they familiar to you?
I don't know. I can hear their voices.
You can hear their voices?
They're talking. They're going, where are we at? Where are we going?
Oh. Interesting. Does anyone know where we're going?
No, but it's fun.
Yeah. What's fun about it?
Well, just kind of floating around. It's happy and joyful.
How does it feel to be out of the human body?
There's no pain.
No pain.
It's just bliss.
Bliss. That's wonderful. Beautiful.
We're there.
Uh-huh. Where's there?
It looks like Emerald City,
Oh.
like in the Wizard of Oz movie.
Oh. Tell me more about that.
There's all these little flowers,
Mm-hmm.
like grass, but like little flowers.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about the flowers. Are they alive?
They're poppies.
Poppies. Mm-hmm. Color are they?
Red.
Uh-huh. What else do you see? What are the colors like there?
Really vibrant.
Mm.
Like really vibrant.
Mm-hmm. Like more than on Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else do you see?
Just like here, there's trees and there's birds and there's streams.
Mm-hmm. Do they look the same like they look on Earth?
They're just prettier.
How pretty. Mm-hmm.
They told us we have to wait a while.
Oh. What are you waiting for?
I guess Jesus. I don't know.
Okay. And is this some kind of resting place?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do here?
Well, it's kind of like a garden, and we just all talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was talking about his life,
Mm-hmm.
and this lady's talking about her life, and everybody's talking about where they came from.
Mm. So the human lives they just left are talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. And so now that you're out of that body and you have a higher perspective, what was the purpose of Tony's life?
Tony's was just meant to be a kind soul.
Yeah.
He needed to teach people how to be kind to one another and to say a kind word.
So his mission was to teach kindness.
Uh-huh.
That's beautiful. Did many people learn from him?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. As you're hanging out here in this garden with the other balls of light, are these human souls, these little balls of light? Is that what human souls look like?
they passed the same day as me.
Ah.
That's why we were all coming up together.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady's Ukrainian.
Oh.
And this other guy, he's from Japan.
Can you understand them? How do you understand them all if they're from different places?
I just do. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Is it like telepathy?
No,
No.
it's like a universal language. Yeah, kind of like telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
But we speak it and we know. It translates.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. So it's like reading each other's thoughts, kind of, but it translates into your own language that you understand.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have anything in common with these souls that left the body at the same time? Or is it just by coincidence?
Well, two of us have really had long lives on Earth. We're in our 90s. So I guess that's about all.
Okay. And so let's see what else you do in this place. Is there anything else you do here?
Well, we can taste things.
How do you do that?
Really understand it.
Okay.
Like, it's almost like if we touch it. So I had some watermelon.
Yeah. So you can taste it when you touch it? Mm, that's really interesting.
But we don't have like You don't have like American food.
No?
Well,
Tell me what kind of food you do have.
it's fruits and vegetables and seeds.
Mm.
And there's a guide.
A guide?
Yeah. Her name is Grace, and she said that's what we're supposed to be eating.
That's what humans are supposed to be eating? Fruit and vegetables
And seeds.
Mm-hmm. What else does Grace say? Is she your guide?
She's all of our guide while we're waiting. I guess we're gonna go in the castle.
Can you ask Grace what this place is?
She said it's the holy city.
The Holy City. And why do you have to wait to go in?
Only so many are allowed in at a time.
Why is that?
Grace said it's just a busy day.
I'm wondering if we can speak to Grace. Can you allow Grace to use your voice? Will Grace speak to us? Tell me what's happening.
She don't know how.
She doesn't know how. Okay, well, you can talk to her for us. Ask Grace, what is this holy city and why the souls come
She said we already know why.
here?
She said everybody knows it's inside of you.
Is this what some people would call heaven?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so,
In heaven as it is on earth, except it's prettier.
it's the same in heaven as it is on earth, but it's prettier.
Yes.
Okay. You mean it looks the same?
It has trees and sky and flowers as in earth.
Mm-hmm. Right. And what dimension would this be considered? Does she say?
I don't know if I'm right.
It's okay, just say what comes to you.
Oh,
Okay, that makes sense. And so what happens to the souls when they enter the holy city?
she said we're gonna go to the gates and we're gonna see our family.
Can we do that now?
We're still waiting. And she said we see our family and we spend time, and then we have to go into our room.
Kind of room.
Well, she said it's a life review.
Okay. Can we fast forward time a little bit and go to the gate so we can see who's waiting there for you? Let's just fast forward time. Drifting and floating. Drifting and floating. Going to the gate. Tell me what you see.
I see Carly.
Carly's there. And what does Carly say?
And about time you come. It wasn't that far along.
Is anyone else there?
Yeah. There's my mom,
Mm.
my stepdad,
Mm-hmm.
and Carly's parents.
Mm.
Carly's little brother.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
There's some friends of mine.
Seems like many people loved you.
There's lots of friends.
Beautiful. So what's everybody have to say to you? Are they happy to see
Everybody's happy to see everybody.
you? Beautiful. And so what happens next here? Do you all stay together? Or
We get to hang out a while, and then made you a life review.
Fast forward to your life review. See how that goes. You said you go to a room for a life review? So let's fast forward. Drifting and floating. Fast forwarding time to your life review. 3, 2, 1. Be there now. And tell me what you see.
It's very private.
What do you mean by that?
I'm blocked.
Oh.
I can see the room.
Tell me what the room looks like.
It's really tall ceilings and a big table. And there's chairs. And it looks like there's people that my pistol.
Got you pissed off?
But there's some people that I help on the other side. They don't know what's going to happen. I'm blocked.
Okay. So on half the table, there's people that you pissed off.
Yeah, it's kind of not too good.
And the other half is people that you were kind to.
Yeah, that I did nice stuff for.
Okay.
There's more of them. Thank God.
Okay. So what happens next? Are there any guides there?
Oh, my guide's Grace.
Your guide is Grace. Okay. So Grace is there with you? Is she there with you?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not afraid to go in there for some reason.
You're not afraid? Okay, let's go.
I can go in, but when I go in, it's private. She told me it's private.
So does that mean you can't share with us your life review? Well, do you want to go in by yourself and see what happens?
I'm going to the right side. I have to sit to the right hand of the Father.
What does that mean?
To sit to the right hand of the Father to be judged. And I'm sitting to the right of Jesus.
So to the right,
I think that's what they mean.
To be judged?
She said you will be seated to the right hand of the Father.
Okay. Let's see what happens next. Where do you sit?
Well, there was a big gold chair, and I had to sit in the little chair to the right of it. And all the people are looking at me.
And who sits in the big chair?
Our Father.
Who is the Father?
It's God.
Oh. Okay. And what happens next?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can think, well,
Do you still look like an energy ball? What do you look like? Can you see yourself?
I can't see myself.
Huh.
Before I entered the room, I could see myself. And I looked like I did when I was middle-aged on Earth.
As Tony.
Huh?
As Tony.
Yes. And all the people that I saw, that's what I must look like. Because all the people, when I looked inside the room, looked like me. So I got into the room and I can't see. I know who they are.
You know who they are?
Yeah, the ones that are mad at me.
Who are they?
There's some people. I did some stupid stuff. when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
When the lady's mad, I cut down a rose bush. She's so mad.
Mm-hmm. So there's two groups of people there. The people that are mad at you and the people you did nice things for. And then there's God sitting in the big chair. And
He
you're,
didn't come in yet.
oh, he didn't even come in yet. I'm wondering if we can fast forward to when God comes in. Fast forwarding, drifting, floating. Be there now. Tell me what happened.
Well, I can hear the people complaining that was mad at me, and I can hear the people that said what I did good for them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do nothing else.
Okay. Let's leave that room. Go back out of that room and let's talk to Grace again.
Right?
So just walk out of the room, meet back up with Grace. Tell me what Grace looks like. Does she have a body?
Yeah, she's talking to Bethany.
Bethany. Okay. Who's Bethany?
And I asked her.
Say that again?
I have to ask her.
Oh, okay. What does Bethany look like?
Well, they're both women.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear what they're talking about?
No, they have me blocked. How can they block people?
Yeah, seems that way.
So Grace kind of looks like Indian.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a white dress on that goes above her knee with a brown belt.
You mean Indian like native or Indian from India?
Native.
Mm-hmm. What does Bethany look like?
Bethany's shorter and she's Oriental.
Okay, so let's talk to Grace and ask Grace why you were being blocked from seeing your life.
She said, I told you it's private.
That's interesting. Okay.
I asked her why I couldn't hear her and Bethany, and she said that they can mute their conversations.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's private.
Mm-hmm. I guess so. Just anybody can't just listen in.
Maybe some people, but I'm not allowed.
Ask her why your life review is private. Why we can't access that.
She said some things we're not supposed to know.
Why is that?
She said I asked a lot of questions. She said, why, like a little kid.
That's my job.
She's not telling me. She was laughing at me now.
Okay, so let's ask me, what happens after the life review? Where do you go after that?
She says, after your review, it's kind of, it's like you get a special aura around you that while you're in the holy city, you certain people are higher status than other people, depending on their work on Earth. Or we, she's saying that universe, it's not just Earth, she's correcting me. And so Carly had a yellow aura around her. And she says we can all roam freely and see each other. Some of us have more special tools
And
depending on our aura. So if you don't get a good aura because you got a lot of it complaining, that brings your level down. The colors are like the rainbow. So it depends where you end up, the color aura that you get.
so what is the highest color that you can get?
It's white.
And what is the lowest?
It's a dark color, but it's like a brown. It's not black. It's like a gray or a brown.
And do souls usually ascend on this color spectrum? Do they start out dark brown or gray and like ascend to white? Or does it go back and forth depending on what life you live? How well you do in that life?
She says we're all the same when we're brought to life. And it depends. It depends on our life how we end up when we get there. Because there's only certain colors that get to pick what they want to do. The other ones get assigned.
Tell me about that. So certain colors get to pick. What colors get to pick?
Mid-range and up. And,
Mid-range and up get to
the
pick.
mid-range and up get to pick. And the ones in the middle and below don't get a pick. So,
And what is the color spectrum? You said the lower ones are darker brown. The highest is white. What's in the middle there? The mid-range colors.
it's like red and orange.
Yeah.
And then it's like purples and blues. Unless you guess, you know you're an artist. I'm not. I'm not. I guess.
Are you an artist?
I don't know. That's what she said, I think.
So, what color is your arm?
What is she talking about? She said, yeah, on your timeline. What is that mean? She said somewhere on my timeline I was an artist. I don't know what that means.
Here.
Do you know who the owner is? Because of course she knows who everybody is. She's very sarcastic.
We appreciate Grace. Tall Grace, we appreciate her answering all our questions.
Because of course you do. Yes, she says we have a timeline. We have a timeline, and we are many people in our timeline. And many lives in our timeline. And they're connected. And somebody in one of my timelines has a connection to her.
Well, I felt like in this whole session that Jennifer very much embodied there's being. Like they felt very similar to me during the session. Do they like crisscross on a timeline? Or do they carry aspects of the same soul?
She says when you're a parent, part of you goes to your children. That's her explanation. And she's shushing me.
Well, so my next question for Grace, I don't know why. So I was wondering if, I don't even know if I should ask this because she's annoyed with us, but I was going to ask her if she can answer your questions. Would she be available to do that, or should we call a higher self?
She put her hand on her hip. She says, "You're really cute, but you know." Depends on the questions.
All right, we'll keep to the important ones because we've been under a long time. Body issue, okay? Hot. Hot. Okay, so let's ask Grace. Why did you choose this life? And what are you supposed to be doing or learning?
Choose her life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she said Jennifer was yellow aura.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a yellow aura, you have more powers.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pick more things about what you want in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, so Jennifer got to pick her kids, her features, most of their features. Not all, most.
What else did she pick?
She got to pick how interesting she wanted her life to be. And she said she got to bring some powers with her.
What do you mean by power?
She said knowing.
Knowing. Mm-hmm.
Knowing things. I don't know. I just asked her, what does she mean by knowings? I wanted to know. And she said knowings. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I definitely have that gift. So you get to pick how interesting you wanted your life to be.
She got to pick my parents. She said she got to pick her parents. And she wanted a funny dad. She has a funny dad. She got to pick her mom. And her mom's calm. And experience is very mushy. She picked some challenging stuff.
Why did she get to pick her grandparents?
No.
No.
They came because of the dad she picked.
How does that work?
I don't know. I'm not understanding, but she said they came from the father she picked.
Oh. So they were already there, pretty much. You picked the father and he came with the parents.
Came with the parents.
Right. Okay. And so then your soul knew that you would have to deal with them too because you picked death. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so was there a purpose to the whole big incident you had all those years ago with the grandparents? Was there a purpose to all that?
She said mother was orange or father was the bottom of the collar. He's not too good.
Right.
But it was necessary for what she chose. And since Jennifer chose Frank as her father and she knew his life, she's supposed to be a good daughter to help him with this father.
So you chose to help your father with his father. Jennifer chose to help her father with his father.
So Jennifer helps ease her father by being there for him because of the pain he endured from his father.
How does she do that for him?
When she listens to him and she cooks for him, and he laughs and she laughs, and he tells her stories about bad things that his father did to him. She makes him feel better.
Beautiful. So, was there a soul contract there between Jennifer and her grandfather?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what was that contract?
Well, her grandfather is not all bad. There's some good things about him.
Yeah.
But I'm not really understanding this much. She just said there was lessons that had to be learned. And most of the lesson had to be learned by the grandfather.
What was he supposed to learn?
She said greed is the root of all evil.
And what was Jennifer supposed to learn?
Jennifer's supposed to learn that she should go by instinct. And if she feels something's off, she knows it.
So she
needs to stay away. And she knew that nobody liked her grandfather. She came in here. And she said she knew nobody liked him because everybody said he's bad. And she thinks Jennifer, but Jennifer didn't listen. And she had instinct and warnings. Well, that's nice. She has an open heart, but she gotta watch it. And she needs to learn that she can't let everybody in.
Okay.
And that's her lesson. She needs to stop letting everybody in. Only the good ones.
Only the good ones. I made a promise to myself this year that I would only allow people into my life with an open heart. Only people that had it. I think that's a good one.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So she needs to learn how to trust herself.
She needs to trust her instincts, she said. She needs to trust her instincts. So she knew growing up, even though she didn't have a good relationship, close relationship with her grandfather, when she worked with her grandma, a lot of the workers didn't like her grandfather. She felt that. She ignored it. She knew it wasn't just because they were jealous, it's because he was mean.
I think so often we ignore our instincts because we really want to believe that people are good. And part of our lesson is really learning that they're not. And we have to be careful who we let in. So great. That's an amazing explanation. Thank you so much for that, Grace.